Hello, Splendid Spoon community. My name is Maeve McCaffrey. I'm coming to you from YogaWorks. YogaWorks and Splendid Spoon are teaming up to help you with this healthy life balance at this time. There is no more important time than right now to take care of yourself, and Splendid Spoon is helping you with delicious, nutritious food. YogaWorks, we're here to help you with hundreds of live classes happening daily with instructors from across the nation, some of the best instructors in the entire world. So today, I will be leading you through a power and posture practice to help combat all this sitting around, working from home, binging on television shows, etc. So come with me now, let's have some fun. We're gonna start in child's pose with your knees wide, and you're gonna release your head down. And in this moment, you have this time to just turn to yourself. To come to your breath. To arrive on your mat and make the decision to do something really good for your body today. This home practice that we will do today doesn't have to look any certain way, it doesn't have to be any certain way. Just follow your breath, trust your instincts. As people come into the room, as cats and children come into the room, see if you can stay connected to your breath, to your practice, and allow this time for yourself. Inhale, come up onto your hands and your knees. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to move with cat's breath. Inhaling the heart, the head and the tailbone to the sky. And then exhale, rounding the back, pushing the floor away. Inhaling to open. And exhaling to round. Inhaling. And exhaling. Last two like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Come through a neutral spine. Tuck your toes. Come into downward facing dog. So just press the hips high and back. Do your best to find a balance between the upper body and the lower body as far as how much work is being put out, the balance of your weight. So if you look at me now, my knees are bent so that I can take a lot of weight back into my legs. Press into the hands as much as you can, all the knuckles, the fingertips, and then lifting the wrists, lifting the forearms, start to straighten the legs any amount. So for some of you, that might mean that you keep a bend in your knees the entire time, and that allows you to stay more open in the spine. If you find that you're straightening your legs and it's pulling you forward, that's pretty stressful and doesn't feel great on your back. So maybe keep a bend in the knees and then prioritize the spine. Take 2 more breaths here. And then shift into plank with your inhale. You can adjust your stance if it was too short or too long. Fix it now. And then press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down dog. Stay here, take an inhale. Exhale, right knee into your chest, and then place your right foot next to your right hand. Back knee releases down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows down, release the hands down, and then shift your hips back, straightening the front leg any amount. Inhale, full. Exhale, release. Over and over again, keep coming back to your breath. One more inhale. And then exhale, bend the front leg. Tuck the back toes. Turn your heel to the center of your mat. Come up and around to warrior 2. Fingers stretch away from each other. So take a second here, drop the arms down. Roll the shoulders open. Palms up. Extend the arms out and then flip the hands and push out through the fingertips. We are not just holding the arms up. That results in the shoulders shrugging upward. We are extending the arms out. So change the thinking there. You're not holding up, you're extending out, yeah? Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, hands down to the ground. Step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Put your knees down with your exhale. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, shift forward, come halfway down with your knees down. Yeah, flip the feet so the toenails are down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Knees down, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So this is a nice way to modify moving through Chaturanga Vinyasa. You will have that option every single time. Take an inhale. Exhale, left knee into your chest. Place your foot forward. Back knee down. Release the foot. Press into that foot. Rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend and release the hands down. Straighten your front leg. Shift the hips back, breathing here. Let your breath be the center of everything. Rebend the front leg. Tuck the back toes and turn the heel to the center of the mat. Come up and around for warrior two. Let's do the same thing. Drop the arms, turn the palms up, stretch the fingers long, and then flip the hands over, push the palms down. Move that left knee out toward that left pinky toe. And then inhale, reverse warrior, taking it up and back. Stay with your breath. When all else fails, stay with your breath. One more inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands around. Step back to plank. This time, shift forward into the toes. Use your knees if you want to. Lower down halfway, chaturanga, or to the floor, your call. Cobra or upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog with your exhale. Take a pause. Smooth out your breath. Notice your thoughts. Come back on your mat if you traveled somewhere else. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees and start to walk your feet to your hands. Come halfway with your inhale, so a half forward fold. Shift weight to your toes, exhale, fold back down. Root into your feet, lead from your heart, lead from the crown of the head. Scoop the belly in to rise up to stand. And then draw your hands into your heart with your exhale. And we're going to pause here, turn the palms open. Press down into your feet. Your feet can be together or at hips distance, whatever feels better to you. Broaden the chest, broaden the upper back. Reach the fingers down energetically like you could touch the floor. Breathe in all directions. Lift the kneecaps. Balance your weight in your feet. Consider closing your eyes. Lift the front of the pelvis up. Shorten from belly button to pubic bone. Lift the heart up and then shorten from the bottom of your sternum down to your belly button. Feel all sides of the neck equally lifting up. Like you could take the tops of your ears to the sky. Yeah. So we're finding our ideal posture here. Tadasana, mountain pose. You're powerful, you're strong. You are a mountain. Yes, ideally in your best posture. And this is the foundation for every pose throughout. With an inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold Inhale, come halfway up. Plant your hands on the ground, step back to plank, and then lower either to your floor or to chaturanga. Rise up and open, cobra or upward facing dog. And downward facing dog with your exhale. Right knee into your chest, place your right foot between your hands. Turn your back heel toward the back of your mat, bend your front knee a lot. Lift from the pelvis to rise up, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Take the arms to the sky. Outer upper arms powerfully pressing in. Take another inhale. Release your hands behind your hips. Lace your fingers. Inhale, heart to sky, but soften the front ribs. And humbly bow forward. Humble warrior. Come halfway up, inhale. Lift the back heel. Take your left hand to the ground and then sweep the right arm up and around. Bring out your spine. Gentle twist here. One more inhale. Release the right hand down. Press down into your hands to step the right foot back, plank. You've got about 5 breaths here. Use your knees if it makes it more accessible. Spread the shoulder blades wide on their back. Pull the heart forward. Keep the gaze steady, keep the breath steady. And then downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward. Turn the back heel down. Rise up, warrior one. So lift from the hips to lift your spine. How powerful can you make the back leg? One more inhale. Release your hands behind your hips. You're going to just switch the lace of your fingers. Really easy. Open the heart up and bow forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Release the right hand down. Come onto the right toes. Right heel is lifted. And then open up. Last inhale. Release your hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Take a pause here. Fill with the in, empty with the out. And then with your next inhale, come high into your left toes. Stretch your right leg up behind you, and then step the right foot forward. Turn the back heel down. Warrior one, rise up. Release the hands behind the hips, exhale. Inhale, lift the heart open, and then bow forward. So it's exactly what you just did before. Come halfway up, inhale. Release your left hand down. Come onto the left toes, open up. And then we transition from here into Vashisthasana, side plank. So you're gonna come onto the pinky side of your left foot, and then you'll step the right foot back. You can put your left knee down if you need a little extra support here. You can use your forearm if your wrist is bothering you. Take a few more breaths here. Powerful, strong. Maybe this top arm reaches overhead. One more inhale. Come through center, either straight back to downward facing dog or chaturanga. Rise, inhale. And dog pose. Exhale. Lift high into the right toes. Stretch the left leg up and back. And then step your left foot forward. Warrior one, rising up. Release your hands behind your hips. Inhale, heart to sky. And then exhale, bow forward. Halfway up, inhale. Right hand down onto the right toes. Ring out your spine, turning open, lifting that left hand. And then transitioning into side plank. Come onto the pinky side of the right foot. Stepping back the left. Put the knee down if you need to. And then opening here. Come through center, inhaling. Now listen all the way to your belly with your exhale. Really nice. You're going to take your right arm out to the right side. Stretch the arm long. Look to the left. Put your left temple and cheekbone on the floor. Roll onto your right side, so onto the right hip. Walk the right hand further away. If this is enough, stay here if you want. You're going to bend the top leg, the left leg, and put the foot behind the right leg on the ground. And then just opening here. If you want, your left arm can come up and open. Stay there, keep breathing. Your breath is everything. It's our simplest form of life. So much of the time when our posture starts to become less than ideal, our breath becomes less than ideal as well. It gets more shallow. It doesn't reach down into the diaphragm. Diaphragmatic breathing is so important because it actually gives your vertebrae a release. The diaphragm attaches at the lowest vertebrae in your lumbar spine. And every time you inhale into the diaphragm, you're giving your back this release, your low back a release. So don't neglect your breath. Come back through center. Extend the left arm out to the left. Look to the right. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you'll just roll onto your left side. Maybe stay there. Maybe bend the right leg, put the foot on the floor. And then maybe sweep the right arm up. There's a whole host of maybes in there. Give yourself this moment now. Notice your breath, notice your thoughts. Feel what's happening in your body. This balance of doing and being kind to ourselves, it's tricky. Give yourself this moment. Come back through center. Nice and slow. And then bring your hands next to your rib cage. Tops of the feet pressed down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. We're going to do that again, this time with no hands. So you're going to inhale, cobra, lift up. Exhale, support down if you need. Again, inhale. Lift the hands. Exhale, release. 2 more, inhale. Feet push down, legs are strong. Exhale. 1 more time, inhale. And then exhale, push into the hands, lift the hips. Bring the hands forward, bring the hands forward. So your hips are gonna stay above your knees. You're gonna lower your forearms down to the ground. If it's okay, push your elbows down and bring your hands to prayer. Lower the chin, the forehead, the heart toward the floor, and then lift the hands to the sky. Any amount that feels good. Be safe here. gonna slowly come up. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. And then step your right foot outside of your right hand. You're gonna turn the right foot a little bit open. The knee follows the line of that foot. And then if it feels okay, you're gonna bend the back leg and find your foot. So when we sit a lot, the front of our hips, the hip flexors, the quadriceps get a little shortened, a little cranky at times. And we wanna open those back up as best we can. Even when we don't sit, even when we do other activities like running and walking, they can get tight. Take one more breath here. If you have the foot, release it gently. Take this right foot, walk it across toward your left hand. And then drop the knee of the right leg out toward the right side. Single leg pigeon. Push into the back foot, lifting the heart, and then drawing forward. Zero pain. I'm looking for zero pain here. So if your knee feels anything twingy or unhappy here, come onto your back instead. You'll cross your right ankle on your left thigh. You can either stay exactly like this, or you can lift this leg and to thread the needle. So there's always an alternative. There's always an alternative. Inhale, lifting up. Tuck the back toes. Come through plank. Pause. Bring the knees down. And then step your left foot outside your left hand. You can turn that foot a little bit open. So I'm going to give you this view. You can turn the knee and the foot a little bit open so that you've got a little more space here. Yeah. And then if you want, you can bend the back leg and reach back for the foot. So now I'm going to flip it back around so you can see that. And if you're taking that foot, notice if when you take the foot, all of a sudden the shoulder is like grabbing on. Ah, release that shoulder. And then if you have the foot, release it gently. Come around, you're gonna walk your left foot over toward your right hand. Single leg pigeon. And again, if you need an alternative, come onto your back and thread the needle instead. Back leg gets longer. You don't have to lower all the way down. You can come onto your forearms, and if you're on your forearms, use the forearms to get more extension through the spine. If you feel comfortable lowering down, go for it. It's not passive though. The pose isn't passive. It's active, it's awake. Your body is working against the ground to create space. So anything on the floor is foundational. Push down to create space. Good, bring your hands back under your shoulders, really nice. You're gonna tuck the back toes, push into that back leg, come back onto your hands and your knees. This time lower all the way down to your belly carefully. So option one will be either cobra here, option two, Shalabhasana, or option three will bend the legs, find the feet or the ankles, and Dhanurasana. Inhale, let's rise together. Let the shoulders open, let the breath be full as much as it can be. One more inhale. Release it down. This time hands under shoulders, pressing back to child's pose. Very well done. Take a full breath here. A full breath out. Rise up. And then just bring yourself around to seated. All right, put your feet down on the ground. Knees are bent, hands are behind your hips with your fingers pointing toward your feet. Roll the chest open, inhale, rise up. Carefully lower down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Hold the feet, inhale, lift the heart, and then exhale, drawing forward. Baddha Konasana. Inhale, rise back up. Bring your hands behind your hips. You're going to either cross your right shin in front of your left shin, or you're going to take your right shin on top of your left shin, and then we're twisting toward your right. Root to the sitting bones, rise through the crown of the head. Take another breath in, and then release through center. Switch the cross or the stack of the legs, and then switching the twist. Come back through center. You're going to come all the way down onto your backs. Bend the knees. Have the feet pretty far apart away from each other, so maybe even as wide as your mat. Drop both of your knees to the right. Take the arms out like a cactus. Root the shoulders down. And now squeeze the left glute to push this hip forward. You can look over the left shoulder if it feels okay. Come back to center, and then switching sides. If it's okay, look over the right shoulder, engage the right hip to press the hip forward. So ideally you're getting a stretch maybe all the way into your obliques, but definitely in the front of that right hip in the psoas. And then draw back to center. Take the arms alongside your body. Take your legs out straight. Just give yourself a moment here. Take in a long breath. Release it out gently. And just let go for a moment. Let go of your gaze. Let go of your body. Let go of your need to control your thoughts, your breath. Allowing for a sense of surrender. It can be hard to surrender at any time, but especially now, it can be really challenging. We have to practice this. Last big inhale. Last big exhale. Reach the arms overhead. Bend the knees and roll over to your side. From your side, rise up to seated. You're just going to cross at your shins. Sit tall. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Take a moment here. If it's okay, close your eyes. Self-care can be really hard at times. We're here to help you with this. Sometimes we have to ask for help. There's lots of resources available to you. Delicious food, Splendid Spoon, yoga and fitness, Yoga Works. I thank you for practicing with me today. Bring your hands to your heart, lift your heart into your thumbs, and then bow your mind to your heart. Inhale, rise. Namaste. Again, my name is Maeve McCaffrey. I look forward to seeing you somewhere along the line. Thanks.